I heard about Manus AI tool yesterday, and as I was about like to test it, I figured like no, it's probably a good idea to do a video about it. Now, this AI tool is supposed to act as an agent, where like it shows you its computer and how it's like thinking about stuff and how it's making recommendation. It's supposed to be the closest thing to AGI, or if giving us a glimpse into that into the near future, hopefully. But I saw the demos and I saw there were people are trying to find the good hotel deals or flight planning or something like this. But since I am in IT consulting, I thought like, what if I can use it for a use case that would benefit IT professionals and business leaders? What about creating an RFP? Now, this is an AI tool, and I cannot stress this enough. All AI tools hallucinate. So you have to double check this information. No matter what AI tool you're using, you cannot just get the output and put it out there, because you have to verify the information. You have to make sure that it makes sense. So take it with a grain of salt. But if it helps you go like at least 40, 50, 60% of the way, like you're almost like 60% done with the project or preparing the RFP, that is, then it's already a big win. I want to just start using this AI tool, see where it leads us, and then I'll give you other recommendations at the end. So stay tuned. Now for the RFP, please create an RFP for me to choose a good firewall IDS, well, IPS, I say, solution. I am an SMB, a small medium business solution with business, let's say with 100 users, and we have resources, well, infrastructure in the cloud and on-prem. We currently do not have a firewall solution. Do in-depth research on similar RFPs on the internet, and make sure you leverage industry research standards such as Forrester and Gartner. Well, let's say for Forrester, Gartner, etc. Well, I want to show you what we're getting here. So is a document that is of high quality for an RFP. My company name is Holdco Acme Inc. Now let's see what it does. So while the AI is running, I can send messages to modify the task, add information, etc. Okay. Okay, so now it's looking at industry standards for firewalls and IPS. It's already looking into Reddit. Ooh, okay. Fortinet. It's relying a lot on oh, it's also getting some. Oh, whoa, that's cool. The fact that like I wasn't very impressed with Reddit, just because you might have a lot of irrelevant information and like people's opinions. You know, when Google started integrating Reddit into the search criteria, we saw that like if people ask for recommendations how to commit certain thing like felony or something, instead of saying like this is illegal, it would give recommendations from Reddit, which doesn't make sense. So, but I like that it went to NIST and started looking to special publications So it's looking at the NIST publication 800-41 for firewall policies, recommendations. Nice. Okay. Interesting. Oh. Oh. Okay. I gotta say, this is pretty cool that I can see the computer. I'm not gonna enable anything for now. I can see its computer and how it's working. Timeline, deadline section, draft terms. Now, keep in mind, a big thing about AI is that you have to give proper prompts so that you can get good information from AI, whichever AI tool you're using. But on purpose, I didn't give this tool, Manus IM, a lot of information because I wanted to see, as an agent, what is it going to do exactly and what is it going to come up with. So it is doing what I asked to do. This it found an example for 2020 from emcc.edu. Okay, it's just university, but I don't know it. So it is asking, uh, like, it is looking for examples and to see what other RFPs are there. And this is a good tool, a good tip for you, not just because I'm testing this AI tool. If you are working on RFP, you shouldn't start by reinventing the wheel. You should look at other projects available online, what they are asking for, so that you don't start from scratch because it's going to give you a lot of ideas, and then you can build up on it by integrating what you have. Like, what's the delta? What are you missing in this kind of RFP draft that you came up with? So you add your special requirements for your infrastructure and things like this. So I have no idea what it's doing right now. I guess it's still it is looking at an example. Whoa, so you see, there's a to-do list. It came up with a to-do list. So researching industry standards and best practices for firewall IPA solutions, analyze sample RFPs. Okay, so that's apparently done. Now it's looking at Gartner. I wish I could see uh, the task. Can use Manus computer. So it actually has a task and it's going through it. Now it's looking at Fortinet. Let's see what it does with that. Oh, what's here? Analyzing sample RFPs, recommendation from Gartner, draft and structure the content of the RFP, validate the quality or completeness of RFP document, report and send RFP document to the user. Wow, okay. So now it's checking out. This is pretty cool. I know, like, when you are using ChatGPT or Grok, like, it's basically doing something like that in the in the background and doing deep search and whatnot. But the ability to see how this AI tool, like computer, is working and seeing a glimpse into this future where it's acting as a human being. Now, keep in mind, if you have a contract with a company and they ask you to create an RFP for them, this is like few months of work, right? But what it's doing right now, this would at least be usually like few weeks work, 2 3 weeks, I would say, at the full-time consulting hours. So the fact here, as an IT professional, you can take this savings and provide the user or your client with this information, and this way you're saving on the cost. You're also still making good money, right? Now I'm talking to the IT consultants here in the crowd. Instead of charging $100 per hour for what is it, like, for 3 weeks, let's say, to reach what this AI tool is doing right now, um, let's say that's gonna be around $12,000, right, for 3 weeks. Instead of doing that and say telling the client, uh, that's what's going to cost you approximately to have a draft. Now, without the infrastructure stuff and adding all the complexity stuff and reviewing, I would say this qualifies for at least $3,000 to $4,000 of billable. And the idea here is not to be dragged into the hourly rate aspect of things, it's the value. Because once this is done, you still have to double check it. You still have to provide your expertise. So this is not going to kick you out of the job, basically. It's going to make your life easier. It will cut some costs for your client, and at the same time, it will help you do more projects in shorter periods. So it's like win-win-win situation, basically. You still have to provide your experience. You still have to review everything, which of course I'm not going to do here once the report is out, because this is just a test, and I do bill for this kind of stuff. But right now I can take this tool, go to a client like that has the requirements to bring in a vendor for like to have a firewall solution that has an IPS integration in it as well, and I will tell them like this would be like $4,000 work. This way you are billing based on value, not based on the hourly rate. So Manus has been working for 6 minutes now. I wonder at which point I should stop recording and then just wait for this to finish, because right now we're not seeing anything interactive, I would say. It's interesting that it's looking at all these technologies, which it might be the case that we don't like. You're not going to say in the RFP that I want Checkpoint or I want Fortinet or something else, or Palo Alto, but it's getting, I guess, the possibilities or the options, and then it's gonna put it into the RFP. So where are you now? It's reading the Forrester Wave Firewall Q4 2024. We're still at step 2. And this is like 7 minutes. What is this? Let me see here. It looks like it ran into an issue here. I'm gonna give it a few minutes just to make sure I'm not giving up on it. But we're gonna do a timeout here, let the computer do its job, and then we'll come back to it. Okay, so while the first part of the video was processing, Manus went like super fast and started like working faster at other parts of the RFP. So I asked it to stop or to take a pause so that we can see the other part together. So please continue your work now. And this is a good test because we're gonna see if it actually works when you ask for an interruption. I will continue drafting. I will pick up from where I left off, which is completing the scope of work section. The next section is to draft technical requirements for the firewall / IPAS solution. Okay, now it's thinking. So it's working on the scope of work. By the way, like I drafted also the company background section, which was also pretty cool because I barely gave it any information. I just said that it's around 100 people in the company and that we have a hybrid infrastructure between cloud and on-prem. A section for next gen capabilities with user identity awareness, integration Active Directory or any other identity provider. Wow, okay, this is pretty cool. Now it's editing the to-do file again. Say, okay, I finished that section. Now I'm gonna work on the other one. In the beginning, I thought that this video would be much shorter, but I see the value here. And if this saves you like 20-30K, like it's worth it to watch this video, to see how it's working and how you can leverage these kind of tools in order to do business better, in order to do projects better. So it's gonna do the proposal submission guideline section, which of course you can do. This is not something that you need a tool or you need a consultant to work on this because you've already used these kind of sections in other RFPs that you created. So we'll let it create that section, but you know, you should already have it from other projects. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would just remove it when uh, this file is done. So now it's working on the evaluation criteria. I like how it like created the to-do list on its own and started going uh, for it like step by step. This is really cool versus like when you're using ChatGPT or Grok or whatever, like which I really love to use these tools, but at least here I can see more of the thought process of how it's coming up with everything instead of like being hidden behind the curtain. So it's gonna draft also the timeline and deadline section, which of course you can modify to your liking. This is all so that you can have something created for you so that you can start from there, right? But at the end of the day, you do have to come up with your own terms or modify these files. You do have to double check, as I said before, for possible hallucinations. I mean, this kind of project doesn't have a lot of, or what I'm asking it to do. I don't think there's a lot of hallucinations probability or high probability of having hallucinations because you're gonna end up adding your own infrastructure requirements or any specific things that you want in the file when it's done. And since this is right now, it's not hosted on-prem, this AI tool, so I will be careful with the kind of information that I'm sharing because I don't want to end up sharing sensitive information with an AI tool, which could use it in the future, or if this account is leveraged or hacked or something, people will get access to this. But so far, this is good information. And remember, you can always hire my services to help you with this kind of stuff. The difference is that like I'm not gonna charge it like on an hourly basis. I would just say like, well, for this kind of requirements, I can have something for you on this milestone. This is how much it's gonna cost. This milestone, this is how much it's gonna cost, and then we can have some flexibility. Like once I deliver, if you need me to do some reviews or something, then we can go to the hourly rate aspect of things. But it all depends on the statement of work that we end up signing. Yeah, what is it doing now? Continuing validation and compilation of the complete RFP document for Hoot Co. Acne Inc. That's a mouthful. Name of company. I guess now it's adding all the information together in order to come up with a single file that has everything. The whole idea here is that you do not start from scratch, that you save at least 3 or 4 weeks of full-time work. And keep in mind, like I'm saying full-time work, but let's say you have a consultant or IT professional working on this RFP. He's gonna reach out to the managers. He's gonna reach out to people from other teams trying to figure out how to get the ball running, how to have a draft. So we're talking about massive costs that you're gonna avoid by having a draft, by having something ready. And I already have some ideas of what to do later so that you can come up with a way to bring people on board, to have support from top management, so that there is a way to move forward. And I'm very excited about the possibilities here. Nice, it's asking for the SLA information as well, which I noticed with a previous client of mine, and I did not sign that statement of work. Like they realized after they brought in the vendor that there were no SLA requirements baked into the contract, which is a big issue, right? And then you get the vendor saying, "Oh, we can do this and this and this." Well, are you gonna put it in writing? Well, no, we have some of the information online and stuff. Oh, okay, so there are no penalties. There are no. It's just you need people to do their job properly, and I can do these kind of jobs. my company offers services to a lot of SMBs and Fortune 500 clients, where we make sure that we are protecting your back. So I work with the associates. I might change this in the future, but I don't like to have employees per se. I prefer to work with associates, with the fellow consultants, and this way I know I am not the best at everything, especially when it comes to things outside cybersecurity. But I know that if I need somebody in knowledge management, I know exactly who I'm gonna reach to and bring them on the project. So this way I have this flexibility, and this also makes sense because I don't need an office, right? So, and because I don't need an office, it means that I have less overhead for my operation, and this means I can transfer these savings to the client, so they're gonna get real value here. With the web URL filtering, wow. Hmm. What I would suggest here is to also add some kind of like a table where the vendors have to fill as well, to make sure that for each requirement they have the ability to meet it or not. And also with the comment section, that's what I do personally, but I don't know if Manus is gonna add that. So right now we are at, I would say, 22 minutes of recording overall. Of course, I'm gonna remove like filler words and whatnot, but I would say so far we've saved at least 2 weeks of work. Apparently, it's sending me the final file. Well, what's the to-do list here? Review and validate the RFP document for quality. Convert the RFP document to PDF if required. Send the final RFP document to the user. Good stuff. So what is it doing right now? I guess it's still doing the review. It's editing the to-do file. Okay, using terminal. Okay, let's see. What is it doing? Okay, so you can see in the terminal that it generates the file, but I wonder how user-friendly this is. Like, it's gonna actually give me a prompt, like to download the PDF and see how it looks like. And it's showing me all the files in this task. Whoa. Wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, that's great. I can actually keep this in the screen, because otherwise the recorder is not gonna. So, proposal, company background, establish comprehensive network visibility control. This is for the project goals and objectives. Implement advanced threat prevention, ATP. So it's gonna look at intrusion prevention, anti-malware, antivirus, URL filtering, zero-day threats, secure hybrid cloud infrastructure. Remember, like I told the Manus that our company is a combination, like has a hybrid infrastructure, cloud and on-prem. Integration capabilities with the SIM system. Whoa, okay. I really like what it's doing here. Scope of work, solution, provisioning and licensing, implementation, training, that's cool too. Project management, assignment of dedicated project manager for the vendor side. Wow. Technical requirements, core functionalities. Of course, it's gonna have a net policy enforcement. Okay, I mean, what it's saying here, like this should be no-brainer for any firewall solution, but it's good to keep it there. Signature management, yeah, protection scope, hybrid environment support, so cloud deployment and on-prem deployment. Cloud deployment is important because you need to be able to know that, like, if you can install the OS on an EC2 instance or whatever, or if they already have an image ready from like a marketplace that you can download and then use within your cloud environment. Unified management platform, very important. If you are a big company, well, you usually don't have the capabilities to deal with this kind of stuff, because if you have an old system, your files are gonna be all over the place. You don't have an orchestrator, but it's good that it's asking for that. I mean, at the end of the day, you should like no solution is gonna hit all your needs, right? And this is the whole idea of the RFP. You're gonna pick the solution that meets most of your needs, whether they're technical, from budget perspective and stuff like this. Microsegmentation support desirable. IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, high availability. Oh my god. Vendor qualifications. Whoa. This is crazy. This is crazy. Technical support and features at high importance. I love this. Some people they don't look at that and they end up like with a solution that's like, well, a garage built solution. Sandboxing is proposed. Vendor qualifications from medium to high importance. So strength of partnership, financial stability. I am speechless. This is crazy. It even have like ethical conduct stuff, force majeure, like dispute resolution. You can update all of these things to your needs, but the fact that you have a place to start from, this is a no-brainer, and I love the solution. Now, I wish I know like how many credits I still have, because I forgot what we had at the beginning of the video. Um, but I would love to see like how many credits do we have right now. Can I move this? Okay, so Mohammed Al Hout. Mm, it took around 600 points, I guess. So a bonus for a new user is 1000. Joined via referral. Did I? Creating an IT consultant course on Teachable. That's the thing I started, and you can see it barely did any work because I said like, no, I want to do something that's recordable. Daily refresh credits, so it will give you around 300. So you can do like half this implementation. Oh, but I would definitely pay for this solution. I would definitely pay for it. And how much is it? $19 per month, but it's 1900 credits per month. 3900 credits, that's $40. And the limited offer, I will get this. This is no, this is a beautiful solution. There is no denying. All right, I hope this video has been informative. If it was, like, love on LinkedIn, or put insightful. Actually, that's something I want to test. If you enjoyed it, let me know. And do remember, I do offer consulting services, and I will be able to move a lot of the costs of doing this kind of work to you, so that you have more savings as a business leader. And as an IT consultant, I need you to remember, or IT professional, I need you to remember AI tools hallucinate, but this kind of information, it gives you enough data so that you don't start from scratch, and you can have time savings and stuff like this. I am blown away by this solution. I'm glad that I did the testing together with you guys, because you can see this is my reaction, real reaction. This is crazy. It's giving you all the files. I love it. All right, well, I'll upload this video to, I'll edit it, upload it to LinkedIn and to YouTube. So keep following. I hope that you found this value adding. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye.